Welcome back to my channel, Night Creatures. My name is Nikki and I recently discovered the joy of painting with gouache. To be completely honest, I've been using it for years, but only to paint line art or add a few decorative details. I always thought that this medium was harder than watercolor, so I kind of kept my distance. But then, out of nowhere, I fell completely in love with this technique. So much so that I decided to take the leap and invest in a high quality set, and truth be told, I already had something in mind. I've been thinking about it for years, really, but I just couldn't justify spending around 80 euros on some fancy gouache just to do outlines for my paintings. In the end, my good old Artisa set worked just fine. But after 5 years, well, I finally gave in. And for my birthday, my mom gifted me the Holbein set of my dreams. It was love at first sight. The vibrant colors and that creamy texture instantly hooked me. Although one issue came up, the fear of wasting them. Coming from the watercolor world where dilution is key, I suddenly found myself feeling guilty every time I had to squeeze out some paint onto the palette. It's a feeling I never had before, not even with my most expensive watercolors, which actually last a really long time. With gouache, though it was different, it impacted the way I painted. In fact, I was using them so diluted that I'd always run out of the mix and had to remake it again, just to avoid using too much. But gouache is teaching me something beautiful to enjoy things without the fear of using them up. And now I completely understand everyone who say that ever since they got the Himi gouache set, they paint in peace without worrying about waste. This painting is the second one I started. The first was a portrait, and as I mentioned, I had a bit of a trouble figuring out how much paint to mix. With this one, things went a lot smoother, but only after my hair-tied palettes arrived, which you'll see in the next video coming up. Also, as you saw at the beginning of the video, I used a stay wet palette, which really helped keeping the paints moist and ready to use at all times. Now I want to talk a little bit about the painting itself. Among the very first artworks I ever did in watercolor were actually landscapes from Spyro, one of the video games I grew up with. As a kid, I used to spend a lot of time alone, partly because my parents were working and partly because living in the countryside meant I couldn't hang out with friends that often. So I ended up spending a lot of time playing on the PlayStation, and my two favorite games, which I still love to this day, were Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. The places in these games feel familiar to me, almost like home. Even now, when I want to relax, I'll grab my Switch and play Spyro 2, usually just wandering around the map in Autumn Plains, which is actually the inspiration behind this illustration. The music, the colors, the childhood memories. This painting brings all of that back. The wonder of playing it for the first time, the feeling of peace and beauty as I explore the maps. And if you'd like to see some of the older Spyro-inspired paintings I did a few years ago, stick around until the end of the video. Painting this scene felt like coming home. It's like I grew up in those worlds. I've revisited them on and off for my entire life. At first, I was so excited about this piece, but I have to admit, over the last few days, that excitement started to fade a bit. That's because of how incredibly detailed the scene is, and since I love painting those little details with care, it ended up taking a lot more time than I expected. Personally, I don't enjoy spending too much time on a single artwork. My mood shifts a lot, and I prefer riding the creative wave in the moment. Otherwise, I might finish a piece while feeling completely different from how I felt when I started it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The vibrant colors are exactly what I love about Spyro. And another thing I adore is that gouache is this beautiful matte finish that reminds me of those stunning backgrounds painting from all Disney movies, or even Cartoon Network shows like Scooby-Doo or Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm not sure when I'll paint another Spyro background. It takes a lot of dedication, and for now, I want to focus on quicker and easy illustrations, mostly portraits. Now, I'd like to let you simply enjoy the illustration. Take these next few minutes to step into this world with me, to slow down, unwind, and let go of any thoughts. Just allow yourself to be carried away by the magic of the autumn plains. Enjoy. As I mentioned, I'm a huge Spyro fan, and these are almost all of the pieces I painted on the theme between the 2019 and 2020. I actually started painting with watercolors out of pure passion just so I could create fan art of my favorite video games. But over the years, I drift away from that, focusing more on painting to become a professional and leaving behind those youthful passions. And honestly, I miss that. And last but not least, here's the previous watercolor version. What do you think? Which one do you prefer? The soft and ethereal watercolor or the current one, more vibrant and solid? Let me know in the comments.